Hello students, welcome back. In the last session we have studied how to display images on the web page. In today's session we will discuss hypertext links. We already have discussed about hypertext, a text which contains a link that is called as a hypertext. So a hypertext link in an XHTML document which we generally simply call a link acts as a pointer to some particular place in some web resource. So it is just a pointer which is pointing to some other resource on the web. That resource can be again an XHTML document on the web, or it may be the document currently being displayed. Hypertext, or it is a link to a completely new document on the web, or it is a link to the portion of a same document. So if you have some links at the top of a document, you can again link from there, you can link to any part of the same document. And without these links, the web document would be boring and tedious to read. There would be no convenient way for the browser users to get from one document to a logically related document. Most websites consist of many different documents. All of these documents are logically linked. Therefore, links are essential for building an interesting website. So today we will discuss how we can create links in XHTML. So let's start. As I have said, hypertext, it is an essence of the web, that is the heart of the web. Without hyperlink, you cannot imagine the website or a web page. Today, if you visit any website or any web page, you may see so many hyperlinks on that web page. A hyperlink is specified with a href attribute of anchor tag. So to use a hyperlink, we have to use an attribute called as href, and the tag is the anchor tag. So this tag is called as an anchor tag, remember, which is used to create hyperlinks or simply links. What is this href? It is simply hypertext reference. Okay. The content of this anchor is the visual link in the document. So anchor tag comes in pair, that is open anchor tag and close anchor tag separate. So in between open and close anchor tag, you can add some text, and that is a visual link in the document. If the target is the whole document, the target need not be specified in the target document as being the target. So if you are linking a complete document, then there is no need of an attribute called as target in the anchor tag. If that is not the case, if it is some part of a document, like I have said, even you can link to a part of a document, not the whole document. In such cases, target needs to be specified. Now in the anchor tag, as I have said, we have to use an attribute called as href, which is an important attribute. Without this, you cannot create an hyperlink. So this href attributes includes the URL of a document which you are connecting or which you are linking to, and this URL can be simply a file name in the case where the file is in the same directory. It can be a complete path if a file is somewhere in the directory structure, or it can be even a relative path. We have already studied about the absolute path and relative path. So absolute path, it is a path from the root. Suppose you have stored some document in the D drive in some folder, say WP folder. then the path would be d:\wp, means path starts from the root, that is the D drive, and till the destination, that is WP folder. But relative paths are paths which starts from the current location. Suppose, as I have said, my file is in a folder that is DWP, and there is one more folder in the WP called as hyperlink folder. So, inside hyperlink folder I have a file. Absolute path would be DWP and then hyperlink. Whereas relative path, if my current location is WP folder, if I am right now in the WP folder, my relative path would be directly the hyperlink folder. Okay, that we will again discuss. And generally this relative addressing of targets is easier to maintain and more portable than absolute addressing. And this relative addressing it is more portable than the absolute addressing, so it is better to use the relative addressing rather than the absolute addressing. Okay, let us go through an example to see how we can create a hyperlink. So let me open Notepad++. Okay, this was our earlier document. As you know, we had added an image here. Okay, so a name of this document is hello.html. So what I'll do is I'll create one more new document. Okay, I will just copy the skeleton of or structure of our XHTML from the other file. The content which I want here, it is a hyperlink, so I'll just remove a link or image from this. Now what exactly I want to do is, from this new file which I have created, from this web page I want to link to the earlier web page which we have created, that is hello.html. So what I'll do is I'll use an anchor tag here, anchor A. I'll use an attribute href is equals to. Now I have to specify the path of hello.html. So if I click on hello.html, you can see the path here at the top. It is D:, means it is in D drive. So while specifying a path here, I can specify D:, then hello.html, or I can go for absolute addressing. In a case of absolute addressing, my file, that is new2, even this file I will be saving in the D drive. So when I save, both the files are in the same drive, there is no need to give a complete address, only file name is sufficient. So I'll use only hello.html. Okay, so this is hypertext reference. Then you can close the tag, open tag is closed here. This is anchor open, anchor close, and we have a closing tag separate. So this is a closing tag. In between open and close you can add some text, and this is the text which is displayed on the web page as a link, remember. So I'll say click here to display an image, or I'll say click here to open a web page with an image. Okay, so let me save this document. As I have said, I will be saving it in the same directory. So I'll say name of this document as hyperlink demo. Extension of the document has to be .html, remember. Even in case of XHTML document, the extension still it is HTML. Save it. Now the document has been saved. Let us execute it. Go to D drive where you have saved it and double click on the file. So this is a file. double click on it. Okay, now you can see this web page and it contains a link. By default a link always has an underline, and the color of a link by default it is blue color. Okay, now if I click on this hyperlink, it should open hello.html. Okay, let me click on this, and now you can see it has opened hello.html. So that means from one web document I am opening another web document, means I am linking to that particular document by using hyperlinks. So this is how we can use hyperlinks in the web page. Okay, the next important thing about the hyperlink, it is the target attribute. As I've said, target can be a completely new document or it can be some part of the same document. If you have a large document, say it consists of some 100 pages on the web page, so you need to scroll it to down to view all the pages. Now say you are at the first page and you want directly the page that is page number 99, then you have to scroll all the 98 pages in between and you have to go down and check the page number 99. So in such cases what we can do is we can use hyperlinks at the top of a document which will take you directly to any page you want in the document. You can see many online books today. You can read online books, and in those online books you can see at the beginning they give you an index with the links. If you click on any of those links, it will take you directly to that page on the web document. So no need to scroll down to that particular part of a web page. Directly click on the link, it will take you to that part. So such hyperlinks also can be created, and to create such hyperlinks there are certain things which are required. Okay, let us see what are those. If the target is not at the beginning of the document, the target spot must be marked. If the target is not at the beginning of a document, you have to mark those target in the document. So how to mark the targets? You have to mark the targets by using target labels. So this can be defined in many different tags with the ID attribute. You have to define it with the ID attribute. As you can see here, one is defined. H1 ID baskets. So ID is basket and the content baskets, and it may include some other content also. Now if I want to link to this particular part, then what I can do is I can use the link to an ID must be preceded by a pound sign, or you can say the hash symbol. If the ID is the name is the same in the same document, the target would be, you can specify a target as a href basket. So this is hash basket. Okay, so that simply means now the source is not a completely new document. It is not a completely new document. The source is available in the same document, and what is the location of it? The location is hash basket. How to mark the location? By using an ID asset. Okay, now let us go through an example so that you will understand it. Okay, let me show you an example. Okay, now we will see an example to link to a part of a document. In this particular example, we are linking to a completely new document, and this new document will be linked at the beginning, means the first part of that new document will be displayed. Now what we will do is we will not link to a separately new document, we will link to the same document or a part of the same document. How it can be done? I'll just remove this link now. I need some page, some 2-3 page of content. I need some more content so that I can link to a part. So what I have done is I have some content here which I want to display on the web page. So I'll just copy it from here and I paste it in the body section. Okay, so I'll save it and let me show you the output first. Okay, so still you can see the content which I have added, it is not it is fitting, it is not even the half of the page, but for scrolling it down I need content which is greater than the one page, at least 2-page content for the scroll bars to appear. So what I'll do is I'll add some breaks in between. This is only for the purpose of demonstration, remember. So I'll add some breaks. Okay, I'll just copy and paste it. I'll add some more breaks in between. At the end of every line I am adding a break so that the next line is displayed on a new line. Okay, just verify the output now. Okay, now you can see still it is the single page. I'll add some more breaks. To take it down. Okay, now you can see there is a scroll bar which can be used to scroll it down. Now right now you can say I have just one or two pages. So in case of hardly few pages, scrolling it down will do, but consider some 100 200 or more than that. In that case you have to scroll down many pages, so that is a very difficult task. In such cases we can use hyperlinks which connects to different part of the same document. Now to demonstrate this I'll just use this document. Now to create hyperlinks to a part of a document, you need to mark the parts of a document. So what I'll do is I'll mark the parts of a document. How to mark the parts of a document? So this is my heading, the first heading, so I'll include it in H1 and close H1. And this is my subheading, so I'll use H2 here and closing of H2. Okay, then we have, that is the heading and this is the subheading which we have. Now the part of a document is, the first part it is origin and evolution, and second I'll say version of HTML and XHTML. So at the top of the document I want to create links. The first link will open this origin and evolution of HTML. By default you can see the same because that is the beginning, and the second link will open version of HTML and XHTML. When I directly click on it, scrolling will automatically happen and it will take us to that part. Okay, let us see how it can be done. First thing, you need to mark the parts by using ID. So, I will use H1 here. ID is equals to, give some ID to it. I will say ID as origin. Okay. Then the second part, as I have said, it is version. So, I will say here H2 ID is equals to version of the, okay, I will say our ID as version. So, we have two parts of a document now, the first with a ID origin and second with a ID version. So, to create links, at the top I'll create a link by using anchor tag. Anchor, as you know, the attribute href is equals to, now the hyperlink reference or the path to a document here is simply the ID to which you are connecting, because we are not linking to any other web page, we are linking to a part of a same web page. So, in that case, it should be preceded with a hash symbol. Remember, hash, then name of your ID, say origin. That's it. So, you can display some text there. Click here to go to origins. Okay, then close your anchor tag. Then I'll create one more link. This link will take us to the second part, that is version part. So, I'll say hash, the ID there it is version. So, I'll say click here. Close the anchor tag. So, at the beginning of a document we have created two links which will take us to origin and version. So, let us see. I'll save it and refresh this. You can see there are two links, but both the links have appeared on the same line. So, it is a bit confusing. As you can see, it has appeared on the same line. You can say these are created by using inline tag. So, inline tag, the contents are always displayed on the same line. So, anchor, it is an inline tag. To make it to display the second link on the new line, you just add a break there, break. Okay, now you can see we have two separate links. If I click on the version, it will take us to the part that is origin and evolution of HTML, that is origin I clicked on. If I click on versions, you can see it will automatically scroll up and it will take us to versions of HTML and XHTML. So, this is how we can create a link to a part of a same document. Now, there is one more interesting thing, we can even create a link to a part of a totally different document. Means when I click on a link, it should open a new document and it should again scroll to a particular part of that new document. Okay. So, let us see how we can do it. Okay. So, what I will do from this particular document, I will remove this link and I will create now one more new document. I will just copy the skeleton. these two hyperlinks, now I'll paste in this new document. Now we have two different documents, one with the links and another which contains the content. Okay, this contains the content now, only the content, not the links. You can see, I'll just execute it. So I have removed those links from the beginning. I have created one more file now. So this is our file. I'll save this file also. I'll say hyperlink demo. This I'll say 2, hyperlink demo 2. So we have two different files now. Okay, hyperlink demo and hyperlink demo 2. And if I execute this hyperlink demo 2, so this is hyperlink demo 2 and this is hyperlink. So two web pages we are having now. Now what exactly we want to do is, when I click on this link, first link, it should open this new hyperlink demo web page and it should scroll to the part of that particular web page. If I click on the first, it should go to origin. If I click on the second link, automatically this page has to be opened and it should take us to the version of HTML and XHTML. How it can be done? Let us see. So I'll go to the coding again. We need to make some changes in the coding. So what changes we have to do? We have to just add, okay, I'll just remove this again. To open that particular page, as we did in the first example, we need to add the file name of that page. So I'll say hyperlink dot HTML. dot HTML. Okay, save it and I'll just go back to this, and you can see if I click on this first, okay, there is some problem with my document name. So it is showing file not found. So let us verify. Okay, the file name is not hyperlink, it is hyperlink demo. Okay, saved. Go back, refresh, and when I click on this first, you can see it is opening the hyperlink demo file. Okay, and if I click on the second, that is version, it is opening the same hyperlink demo file, but it is not scrolling down and it is not taking me to version and HTML, XHTML. By default, when you link to another page, always it will take you to the beginning of a page. But if you want to scroll it down to a particular part of that new page, then what you have to do is, after the document name, you have to use a hash and you have to specify the portion of that new page to which you want to link. So portion for the first link, it is origin. Okay, and for the second link, it is version. Okay, we have created it. You can see in this demo we have created origin as well as the version, and from here we are linking to that. We are opening that file and we are going to origin, we are opening that link demo file and we are going to version. Let me save this, come back to the page hyperlink demo 2. Now if I click on origin, it will automatically take to the beginning because origin at the beginning only. But when I click on the second link version, you can see directly it is not showing the beginning part of the document, it has directly shown version of HTML and XHTML. So scroll bar, you can see here it has automatically came down. You can take it up again. So like this you can link to a completely new document by using hyperlinks. You can link to a part of a same document by using hyperlink, or you can link to a part of a new document as well. So this is how hyperlinks can be used on the web pages, and with this we will stop here today. Thank you.